Jerry, how you doing?
I'm doing just well. You,
Good, okay.
Yeah. I actually was gonna call her the other day instead of you, but I didn't have her number. So
Yeah.
I had your number. So
All right, let's
out of
get,
town.
it's fine.
Motorcycle race.
Good afternoon, let our special meeting call to order. Would you please stand? We bow our heads. Oh, gracious Father, thank you for this day that you have given all of us, oh Lord. Oh Lord, we ask upon your blessing. Would you please give us the wisdom and knowledge of this parish, oh Lord. Oh Father God, protect our firefighters, our police officers, and our EMS. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Follow me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any guests and public comments?
Oh, that he got it.
I signed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Any guests and public comments? What's on the agenda? Yes, sir, Mr. Thomas. Okay.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
jury members and council and everyone. Just want to speak on, I know y'all been discussing the redistricting and the
Yeah.
lawsuit that's in the works. I just want to speak on behalf of, Mansfield. I've heard a lot of discussion on both sides. But I just want to put some in perspective here. This parish has not lost a lot of black constituents. People have moved around and they, moved other places, but that happens a lot of time. And what has happened though, on the north end of our parish, right at the parish line, we have a lot of people that have moved into our parish. I call it the bed and breakfast community. They just they live there, but they don't spend any money there. They work in Shreveport and they spend their money in Shreveport. The people here on this end and around this area, they spend their money here. And I know we talking about looking at reducing the minority districts to 4 districts, and I'm not a proponent of that. But because Mansfield, I hear we was talking about Mansfield district, Stonewall district. I don't look at districts as Mansfield districts and Stonewall district. They're all 11 different districts in this parish. They just happen to include Mansfield constituents, Logansport constituents, Grand Cane constituents. They're not Mansfield districts and Stonewall districts, or Logansport districts, or Stanley districts. They're just districts that include people in those areas. So I wish we stopped alluding to the thing that Mansfield have 5 districts. That doesn't matter. We just happen to have 5 districts that people have people in Mansfield in their district. Because they have other people in their districts too, not just Mansfield. So as you go through this, I'm not proposing to change anything. I do think that we still have the makeup in our parish, even though there's been a shift of whites in the area up north. I still think the lines can still be drawn and not be in any way, shape, form, or fashion of perceived as being biased in as far as racial divide, because that's what you do. If you got the minorities there, that's been going on forever. I don't know when we stopped doing that. The last 2 times we did it, they moved lines. When I first came in as a police juror 11 years ago, however long it's been, they moved the lines. They have never stopped. They always move the lines to make sure that the numbers in each jury district is, meets the criteria and is in line with the law. So I'm not a proponent of, changing things up. And as an ex-juror or past juror, I think that we still can proceed like we have been, because our people, as far as minorities, they still have pretty much the same number of folk, give or take a few. But we have not lost the minorities in this parish. They're still here. We're not going anywhere. In fact, I know Stonewall probably gonna get more growth, but you're gonna see that growth coming on down to Mansfield as well. We're preparing for growth as well. We're not cleaning our city up and trying to bring businesses here not to grow it. Some of those folk that live in Caddo Parish, they're stopping up there. Sooner or later, you're gonna have houses on top of houses up there. They gotta go somewhere else, because that's all you have, a lot of houses up there in that area, people stacked on top of each other, and you don't get any tax dollars from them, sales tax dollars. their dollars go to Shreveport, Caddo. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. The people who really count, I think the one that's spending money here, and they should be well represented on this jury. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any more guest public comments? Being none, any additions and deletions to the agenda? Being none, a new business. Executive session in compliance with Louisiana Revised Statute 42-17-2, strategy session or negotiation with respect to collective bargaining, prospective litigation after formal written demand or litigation when in open meeting, when have a detrimental effect on the bargain or litigation position of the public body. Notice of executive session. DeSoto Parish Police Jury is providing a notice pursuing the Louisiana Revised Statute 42-17 that will be convened for an executive session as authorized by the State Revised Statute 42-17A-2, and that it intends to enter into session for the purpose of discussion the lawsuit by Dave B. Means et al. Against the DeSoto Parish Police Jury in United States District Court, Western District of Louisiana, Shreveport District Division, Civil Action Number 5-23 CV-00669. The discussion in the executive session will be limited to the matters except from open meeting requirements set forth in Louisiana law. No final or binding action will be taken during this executive session. Make a motion. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
No motion.
Got a motion by Mr. Ernell Jones. Go into executive session.
Second.
Got a second by Mr. Dwayne Mitchell. Roll call vote, Mr. Baker.
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Ayes have it. We're going into executive session. Make a motion to reconvene from executive session.
I so moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Rowe,
Second.
second by Ms. Burrell. Somebody else.
Mr. Baker.
Mr. Baker. Roll call vote, Mr. Mitchell?
Go back in session.
You ready?
Yeah.
We're back in?
Reconvene.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item number 3, adopt a resolution to hire special counsel to represent the jury regarding Dave B. Means et al. Against DeSoto Parish Police Jury in United States District Court, Western District of Louisiana, Shreveport Division, Civil Act Number 5-23 CV-00669.
I'll make a motion, we adopt a resolution to hire special counsel Timothy Hardy with the firm Brazil, Sachs, and Wilson, LLR, out of Baton Rouge, to represent the jury regarding David Means et al. Against the DeSoto Parish Police Jury in the United States District Court, Western District of Louisiana, Shreveport Division, Civil Action Number 523 CV 00669.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Holmes made a motion. Second by Mr. Rowe. Roll call vote, Mr. Baker.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion by Ms. Burrell.
Second.
Increase the pay.
Second. What,
Resolution?
Yeah.
Resolution.
Drafted, that is this resolution.
That's
It will
this
be in that
resolution.
The extended pay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have to name him in there and request that it's, what the hourly rate is gonna be.
Okay, thank you. Make a motion to adjourn. Who did that? Ms. Burrell?
Yeah, and he
Mr.
said,
Ernell seconded. We adjourn.
Aye.
All in favor, aye. All right, committee workshop. Call to order. We did the invocation and the pledge. Any additions and deletions to the committee workshop? Being none, any guests and public comments to the committee workshop? Item number 1, discuss a proposed compensation plan study with SSA consultations, consultants.
Mr. President,
Okay, sir.
I was one who requested this, to get some information. I really wanted to know, and I guess the, compensation study, people, you know, without getting too lengthy, is to know where we are. I guess they do it by region, or how are they doing that, Michael?
They take like-kind government agencies. In this case, they compared us in the 2020, we're talking about the 2020 compensation plan that y'all did. They compared us to Harrison County, Texas,
Harrison?
similar size, close in this region from what I understand. Harrison County, Texas, Sabine Parish, Webster Parish, Bossier Parish, and Caddo Parish. They're not all the same size, but they're all the same type, style of government. They all have same types of jobs. That's what I read in the report. That's how they come up with that compensation plan.
They took into account the like Shreveport, Caddo, and did you say Bossier too?
Yes, sir.
They've got all that revenue from those, floating gambling casinos up there and all that.
But they also sampled Webster Parish, Sabine Parish, so they do it from the immediate regions. So this compensation study, when it was done, it was done using the stats from all those surrounding areas, essentially. Those are the ones they picked, and I don't know what criteria they used to pick them, but that was the old one they used, and the information that they gave us. If you find this was, if each of you have a copy of this, this was the 2020 hourly pay scale. That was part of the information that the SSA consultants requested we send to them. And the highlighted sections, if you look within the final report they gave you, the highlighted job positions within the jury at that time in 2020 were all underneath what they call the minimum base average. What you should have as an average, I think. Hang on a second, the exact wording. Got it here. Market minimum basis. So you have a minimum and a maximum, and over 80% of the jobs in the jury, in DeSoto Parish police juries, fell under that minimum. So 46 out of 57 of the positions that we had in 2020 fell underneath that.
How many now?
I don't know. We have. That's why we want to do the compensation plan study. That's what we put to y'all. So we need to do another compensation study.
I understand where it says entry. Is that the minimum? Or is that
Yes,
our
that's
entry?
the minimum.
Okay.
That's your minimum.
It says entry, but hourly max. That's our hourly max?
Yeah, this is language off of our pay scale.
Okay.
There's an entry and hourly max, so that's your bottom and top. And as you can see, there were some jobs that fell within the range, so they said there was no need to make any adjustment for those positions, and those are not highlighted on here.
So really, you just need to look at the annual max for DeSoto and the market annual max. And you can tell where we fall based on the market in 2020.
Yes, sir.
But have you guys adjusted the DeSoto annual max for the 7% increase and the increase the year before that? Have y'all adjusted that since?
Yes, each year, the parish treasurer will adjust based on the COLAs.
No, I understand that, but we've given some raises. 2 years ago was a 7%, I think,
No, 5.9.
or
That was
6%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think the year before that, it was.
Y'all didn't do one a year before that. There was no steps
So
and no
are
COLAs.
these DeSoto max, annual maxes, did they already include the increases that we've done since the last compensation study?
No, sir.
So, I mean, couldn't we do that in-house and adjust those?
I mean, we would have to collect the data from the, you talking about come up with our own minimum and maximum?
If every one of these jobs got a 5.9, whatever you said, percent raise, then you could multiply this whole column by 5.9%, and it would be a new number, right?
Yes.
And then you would compare that new number to the number over here. Although this number's old, it's 2020, but you would see where we line up versus the market, right?
Yes. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, I don't know what the market is. That's the purpose of doing the compensation
I
study.
understand, but we know what this number is right now.
Correct.
So step one would be getting this number accurate. And then comparing it to that number 3 years ago, and then you can get inflationary numbers.
The number you're holding is 3 years ago. That's not
I know that, but we pay more than this right now.
correct.
So we can figure out what we pay and get that column adjusted.
Yes.
We know what inflation has done,
Yes.
and we can figure out what this column is and save 34,000 by, we know what we pay, we know what inflation's been.
Yeah, I'm confident, given time, I could do this. But time is my issue. I work 12, 15-hour days.
I'm not saying you,
Or, yeah, I mean, or
but I mean, a
have the
spreadsheet's pretty
treasurer
easy.
do that. Yeah, yeah. You're right. It's they're numbers, and those numbers can, given the fact that we can input that data in there. Yeah,
And we might already have that.
we could
y'all
very well
track?
be.
Y'all track that on the spreadsheet somewhere? Between treasurer and HR, something?
We can put something together. I mean, I don't think we tracked the COLA, so like you said, we could easily go multiply that, but it depends on
Yeah.
each position right now. Some don't start at the entry level, so, you know, some are in the middle, some are at the higher level, so.
Well, entry level and where they're at between that range is y'all's job.
Right.
All we can look at is the max versus the market.
Yeah, correct. We're just looking at a minimum and a maximum range. That's it.
This sheet, somebody created this sheet on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, we have that.
So all you gotta do is multiply that back number.
We have that, like
Times
I
the
said,
increases.
and it,
Yeah,
We have a
we have
current
that.
one.
That's this one. This is the current one
The current
that
one.
includes all the past COLAs that have been issued.
This, is that,
No, that's the 2020.
we have that?
Yeah, this is the 2023. We don't know if this is accurate, though. I mean, we know it's accurate for, that's what we pay. That's the current minimum and maximum. That's
Do we have that sheet?
no, y'all do not have a copy of this one, but I can, this is easy to get you in 2 minutes. We can copy this one.
I had, were you through?
Yes.
No, sorry. No,
Sorry, I hijacked your time. I'm done.
I do, but- You know, I talked to,
They gonna be in
I think I
trouble.
called you or something
Amazon
with-
come in, they throw
talked a little about it.
$25.
the jury never did authorize for them to do the study, is that correct?
Y'all authorized to do the one in 2020, but you did not adopt it.
That's, okay, I knew there was
The
something.
last one that was adopted is in 2016. So, y'all went, I mean, it's been, what, 7 years since y'all have adopted a comp study? So y'all, that's where, that's why I put this up there. I was like, let's do another comp study so we know where we are. But we'll have to go back and,
What did they charge us for that?
the old one, I think, was $28,000, 28 or 30,000. This one is 32, I believe, 34,000.
32, 34.
Right.
I didn't have that sheet, I had to steal Richard's, that's why I'm behind here.
Yes, one of the recommendations in here is to do it every 3 years, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't agree with that. I think we should do it probably no sooner than every 5 years. COVID was unique,
Yes,
okay?
it was.
And I think because of COVID, that's why their recommendation was every 3 years, but I don't think you really need to do it more than every 5 years. That's my personal opinion, you know, if the jury's keeping up with COLAs, and y'all have for the past 2 years, y'all have been very generous, I think doing it every 5 years is more than adequate.
Thank you.
Get in there.
34,000.
But this, getting the compensation plan, the current one, I want a full disclosure. My plan is, okay, this is my plan, this is what I'd like to do, and I'd like y'all to bless. We have a 6-step program right now, okay? It's the only one of its kind in a government agency like this. I would propose, once we got a new compensation plan, a minimum and a maximum, I want to spread that out. I want to make that a 12 or 18 steps. That way you incentivize your employees to stay long-term. Right now, you only got 6 years. You have 6 years, and that's if someone comes in at entry level. A lot of times, when someone is hired, the superintendent in their department says, look, this guy's got adequate experience, we need to pay them step 2, you know, and, or step 1. So you're really not incentivizing people to stay very long. And y'all, most of y'all know, if not all of y'all know, your costliest asset is your employee, and training them is really costly as well, especially in some of the stuff that, the road work that we do training on some of the heavy equipment that these guys have to drive. So that's my plan. That's gonna be after, if y'all approve doing another comp study, allowing me to change our pay scale from a 6-step to, I'd like to go to 18. The nearest one to us right now is, the school board has a 25-step. Mosier Parish, I believe their step program is upwards to 20 steps. Caddo Parish, I think theirs is over 20 steps as well. So that's my design. I mean, this is something that I don't know if the jury's ever addressed that issue, but you know, if you have a 6-step program, you already know where you're gonna top out, not including COLAs, but as I know Mr. Baker's mentioned in the past, whenever you hire an employee like that, you're making an agreement with them. You show them that step schedule. You pay them based commensurate to their experience. I think it incentivizes you to get good people to stay a long time. And we have a lot of good people, but we don't know where they fall on those scales.
Yeah,
other than
I
what y'all
I
have.
agree with you, because I've heard of guys stepping out too quick, 6 steps, they max out, and like, I can't get any more money, just like they bored. So
Yep.
then they go looking for other jobs. Yeah.
I will say that jury is extremely generous with their COLAs, y'all. I came from Bossier, y'all know that. Bossier hasn't done an adequate COLA in a long time. So DeSoto Parish Police Jury has been extremely generous to their employees with the COLAs. Now, sometimes I think y'all didn't do one in 21, but, or was it 20? 21, yeah. But that's, you know, y'all have to respond to budgets and the revenues that we receive, so.
And we're gonna have to keep up with other companies and what they doing, like international paper that's hiring. They hiring convicted felons, everybody. They need the employees, and they offering long dollars. Amazon coming here starting out with $25 an hour. We need to keep that on our mind when we talking about these employees and paying them. Cause we right now, we need truck drivers and we need heavy equipment operators. But you can't even, I'm a headhunter. I help put people in the workforce. And I can mention this police year, the first thing they'll say, oh, we don't want to work for the police year. See what I'm saying? They don't want to pay nothing. So we need to keep that in mind, because if we're going to come to, not, we're going to come to a point where we're going to be really hurting for some employees. And I agree with you on that, Mike, 100%.
I have a question about this sheet y'all just handed out.
Okay.
So the far right column where it says hourly max,
Yes, sir.
that includes the 5.9 raise we gave.
Last year, yes, sir.
And what does the 3% COLA at the top mean?
That's what y'all approved at the beginning of this year. So this is progressive. It grows each year. And we have a spreadsheet from last year that shows 5.9% at the top, what it was last year.
So that hourly max column should be 8.9% higher than the compensation study.
If y'all didn't do one in 21, I believe so. Yes, I believe that is correct. Yes, sir.
Did we factor in, Ms. Shelton, the other benefits that most companies have started on their pay stubs, like showing their hourly wages, and then there's another box below that shows their benefits they get, like it puts a dollar amount to the benefits they get, like for total compensation, because this is not total compensation. We don't do anything like that?
You're talking about what is on the W-2s that shows what the total
No, I'm
cost of
talking about
insurance?
on a pay stub.
Oh, yeah.
On a pay stub, they show you what the company is paying, like benefits.
Oh,
Talking
yes.
about like
That-
group
Like
insurance.
health insurance,
Right.
life insurance.
With the new program that we're implementing, I'm sure that's something we can put on our pay stubs. It's pretty versatile.
Because it looks totally different than just saying somebody makes $10.46 an hour.
Correct. Yeah, our new brokers that me and Mr. Norton have set with, most of them have softwares that provide that you can tell the employee, this is how much you're paying, this is how much the employer is paying.
Well, and it makes the employees feel better too, because it's a truer picture of what they're getting
Correct.
paid.
Correct.
So if they look and IP's offering them $11 an hour and they're at $10.46, they're really above $11. They just don't know that.
Yeah.
We also gave bonuses during the COVID a couple of years ago, didn't we?
I don't know. I
Didn't
wasn't
we
here
vote
for
in a
that.
bonus, gave
Yeah.
bonuses to
Y'all
some?
may have given some
Employees.
ARPA funds back then?
It was
The premium,
pay.
yes. Y'all did pay premium pay. That was the second month I was here. Y'all did that in December. I do recall that. Yes, sir. But that was after COVID was over, after we
Well,
stopped working from home.
Okay, we
Yes.
gave that in lieu of a pay raise. I think we discussed,
No, y'all
raises.
did the premium pay and you did a COLA on top of that. But the premium pay did not affect salary. So
That was just
if
in-
someone made 50,000, they still made 50,000. They just got like you said, a bonus. But they,
I understand that. It didn't go into the hourly wage.
Yes, sir.
But we did give it.
yes, sir.
Hey, Kyle?
I personally think we need to stay away from that.
This list is 9%.
It is, I just was figuring that.
You know, I think we need to stay away from that kind of pay and instead put the pay into the salary.
So, and that would make sense. It would be, 8.99%, that is correct. That's the way we calculate it. We factor in the COLAs that y'all calculate, but the compensation study tells us, okay, where should we fall? Where should our minimum, where should our maximum? And the one that y'all did before, they gave you that range, and over 80% of your jobs at that time were below that minimum.
Bless you.
And so, and y'all did not adopt it. So, that,
If you extrapolate these numbers off of here, off the new sheet, and put them on this 2020 study, we're in range as of 2020 data.
as of 2020, yes, sir.
Yes. Some are higher, some are,
Yes, sir.
but they're not severely less like this study shows. Not on the 5 I've looked at.
Any more discussion? Mr. Mitchell?
Oh,
I guess you'll be putting it on,
I'm
do you have it on the agenda for Monday for?
no, sir, it's gonna be it's gonna be under old business on the June regular meeting
Oh,
for y'all to talk about.
Okay. Anything else from you, Mr. Baker?
No.
Okay.
Can I have one quick question.
Go ahead.
Not related to this, but sort of related to this. Do y'all do performance reviews now? Ma'am? Annually?
Yes, it's on their anniversary dates, or if they get a promotion to a new position, that resets their anniversary date.
So not everybody steps at the same pace? Or is it not even tied to their review? Is their step tenure-based, or is it, do they earn it from evaluation?
They earn it from evaluation.
Evaluation.
Performance-based, that's what I was
Yes,
trying to think. Do you have any stats on our employees? Like, I don't know how you grade them. Is it a number system? Is it a?
From the supervisor.
It's a four-tiered category for each of the categories, like, one of them is,
Exceeds
yeah,
expectations.
meets expectations or exceeds expectations, needs improving or unacceptable. Those are your ranges, okay?
So could y'all tell us at the next meeting, 24% fell below expectations, 24% exceeded expectations in each four of those categories?
We might be able to. HR can probably go through,
You know what
through
I'm
the
asking?
personnel files. Yes, sir, I understand, yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm done.
And of course, all of it is from the supervisor of the foreman to make that decision.
It's who's responsible for them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just curious to know how many we got in each category.
Right.
Percentage-wise.
There's nothing else. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Got a motion by Ms. Burrell,
Second.
second by Mr. Mitchell. We're adjourned. All in favor, aye.